There are lessons we all must learn. This is one of them. At the center of your soul lies a question, to which the answer sets the lens for everything you experience. Who am I? Your conclusion drives your purpose, what you do today, and your interpretation of every situation you will ever encounter. So, who are you? Asked in a slightly different manner, what's your personality? As it turns out, we know who you are is in part your genes' interactions with your life's episodes. If you take the entirety of your genetics and your experiences and throw them into a jar and shake them up, that's you. That's your personality. Right? There is something deeply depressing about this view. Your DNA and your experiences are completely out of your control. My mentor's 5-year-old son died. My best friend and his family were shamed from their church. The entire community that shaped his youth and his family's history, gone. My father's childhood was rough. And when I was in 6th grade, my mother carried a baby to full term. But Nicholas Eugene DeLisle was stillborn. These events were completely out of their control, and they definitely helped mold them. Funny thing, tragedies like these have destroyed individuals. They have brought some to their knees and kept them there. So why are some resilient enough to weather the storms of life and others are not? What's the difference? If you've never heard of the marshmallow test, let me briefly explain it to you. If you have heard of the marshmallow test, hold on, because I think the conclusion will be slightly different than what you're used to. The marshmallow test was a series of Stanford experiments led by game-changing psychologist Walter Mischel. Back in the 60s and 70s, the experimenters took children younger than 6, had them sit down and place a reward directly in front of them, a pretzel, a cookie, or a marshmallow. And they told the children that if they could wait 15 minutes without demolishing it, they would receive a second treat. As it turns out, some were able to suspend immediate impulses for future gains, and others were not. Later, they did follow-up studies that showed that those who ended up delaying gratification, or those who could delay gratification, had better life outcomes in areas such as SAT scores, weight management, and other popular success measures. And these experiments, or set of experiments, is pointed to as proof that those who make long-term sacrifices are those who will be successful. However, our culture pushes upon us this message of it's your destiny. Either you have self-control or you don't. And this is completely contrary to what Walter Mischel concluded from the same experiment. You see, the real purpose of the experiment, the real purpose of the study was to look for inconsistency in the concept of personality. Walter Mischel explains this incredibly empowering result. If you take the same child who can't wait half a minute, and you simply tell her that she can imagine the treat isn't there, she waits the full 15 minutes. So, what's her personality? Does she have self-control or not? What are we missing? What did Walter Mischel do? He gave the girl a different way to view the world. He reshaped her beliefs, her experiences, and her interpretation of everything that is going around her. And just like that little girl, this is what you have control of. It is true who you are is in part your genes and experiences, but more than that. It's your beliefs, your assumptions, your expectations, the stereotypes that you choose to hold. Your decision on those is what ultimately sets the lens for how you interpret the world. This is why tragedies keep some on their knees and others get up. It is often said, it is commonly said, are you the hero or the victim? So, who am I? I've been bullied and I've been the bully. I've been the abused and I've been the abuser. I've done selfish things, I've done generous things. I've done glorious things and I've done terrible things. I've had my confidence ride sky high and I've had it crushed to the trenches of the sea. We can go into the details of these stories, but the important thing is how I view them. The filter built over time, those events flow through, determines the story I tell myself, which ultimately defines who am I and who are you. Those who get up are the architects of that filter. They own their life and they paint it over and over again with the brush of belief because they know who they are is not set until the fat lady sings Amazing Grace.